This video is going to be on how to calculate the surface area of different 3D shapes. Now I'm just going to concentrate on three of them. That is cubes, up there at the top right, the green one, cuboids, which are the red ones, and triangular prisms, which is that blue one down the bottom corner. Now surface area is calculated the same for any 3D shape. Basically what you want to do is find the area of all of the faces and then add them up. So basically the surface area is the total area of all the faces. So this is something that you need to remember when you're going into your exam. So first off, I'm going to start off with a cube. Now a cube is the easiest one to find the surface area of because every single face is the same. So all I need to do is find the area of a face, and for a cube this is just going to be the one side multiplied by the other, which is 8 times 8, which is 64. And I also know that I've got 6 faces, so the surface area is going to be the area of one face multiplied by 6, because I've got 6 faces. And that gives me an answer 384. Now the units for this, because it's area, are going to be centimeters squared. Okay, so here's one for you to have a practice on. Pause the video, have a go at it, and then I'll run through the answer in a moment. Okay, so just like my example, I need to find the area of one face. And because it's a cube, that is just going to be 4 multiplied by itself. 4 times 4, which is 16. Now to find the surface area, if you remember there are 6 faces, so the surface area is going to be the area of one face, which is 16, multiplied by 6 to get the area of all of those 6 faces. And that is 96 centimeters squared. Okay, so now we're going to run through how to find the surface area of a cuboid. Now the cuboid is harder than the cube because not all of the faces are the same. Now some of the faces are identical, but not all of them. So firstly we're going to identify which faces are the same. So first off, we've got the front and the back. Those are identical. We've got the 2 sides, they're the same as well. And we've also got the top and the bottom. Okay, so the top and the bottom are also the same. So those are our 6 faces, and hopefully by color coding them you can see which ones are identical to each other. Now first off, we're going to do the front and the back. Now, so first I'm going to start off with the front and the back. Now, I'm just going to draw out a sketch of the front and the back because they are identical rectangles. Now both the front and the back have a base of 6.2 and they'll have a height of 2.8. So to find the area of this, I need to do 6.2 times 2.8, which will give me an answer of 17.36. So now that I've done the front and the back, I'm going to look at the side rectangle. So the side rectangle, again, I'm going to start off by drawing a little sketch of it. In this case, the sides both have a base of 1.3 and the height is 2.8. So to find the area of that, I've got 1.3 times 2.8. Again, I can use a calculator to work this out and I get an answer of 3.64. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the top and the bottom. Again, I'm going to draw a rectangle out as a sketch of the top and the bottom. So firstly, the base of the top and the bottom is going to be 6.2. And this time the height of the rectangle is going to be 1.3. So I need to do 6.2 times 1.3. And again, using my calculator to work this out, I get an answer of 8.06. Okay, so the total surface area is now going to be all of these faces added up. So firstly, I've got the front and the back, and the front and the back are both 17.36, so I need 2 of those. I'm also going to add to it the 2 sides, and both sides were 3.64, and again, I've got 2 of those. And finally, I've got the top and the bottom, which were both 8.06, and again, I've got 2 of those. So punching all of that into my calculator, I get an answer of 58.12, and if you remember, My units here are going to be meters squared because it's area I'm working out. Okay, so before I give you one to practice, just remember to draw sketches of the different rectangles you're working out, and remember at the bottom when you're adding them all up that you need to multiply each of these areas by 2 because you've got to include both the front and the back, the right hand side and the left hand side, and the top and the bottom. There's 2 of each of them. Okay, so pause the video, have a go at this one, and I'll run through the answer in a moment. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at this. Before I go through the answers, I'm going to quickly sketch the front and the back, the side and the other side, and the top and the bottom. Okay, now I'm just going to work out the areas of each of those. So I've got 7.2 times 4.6. That gives me an answer of 33.12. Next, I'm going to do 4.1 times 4.6. And that gives me an answer of 18.86. And lastly, I'm going to do 7.2 times 4.1, which gives me an answer of 29.52. Now to find the total surface area, remember I'm going to take each of these areas, so starting with the front and the back, multiply it by 2, and then add it to each of the other areas. So I've got to do 18.86, the sides, multiply it by 2, and add the top and the bottom, 29.52 multiplied by 2. So I'm going to type this whole thing into my calculator, and I get the total surface area coming out as 163 meters squared. Okay, so lastly, we're going to look at the surface area of triangular prisms. Now, this is the hardest one because generally all the faces are different. There are only 2 that are the same, and they are the triangles at either ends, those 2 there. Okay, so the net of a triangular prism has got these 2 triangles and then 3 separate rectangles. So first off, we're going to start off by doing the triangles. Okay, so sketching that out, if you remember the triangle, I need the height, which is 4, and the base, which is 3, and then the area of the triangle is a half times the base times the height, which gives me an answer of 6. Now, each rectangle is going to be a little bit different, so I'm going to start off with this bottom rectangle down the bottom here. All right, so I'm going to do a little sketch of this one, and I've got a base of 10, and I've got a height of 3. So I need to do 10 times 3, which is 30, and that gives me my base rectangle. So next I'm going to do this back rectangle here. Again, I'm going to do a sketch of this, drawing the rectangle. The base is going to be 10, and the height is going to be 4. So again, I do 10 times 4 is 40. Finally, I'm going to do this front rectangle, which is quite hard to see on my diagram, so I'm just going to show you here, which again I'm just going to quickly sketch. So the base of this is again 10, but the height is 5. So 10 times 5 equals 50. Okay, so to get the total surface area, now I need to add up all of these faces. So first up, I've got 2 of these triangles, so I'm going to multiply my 6 times 2. I'm going to add 30, which was the base. I'm going to add 40, which was the back. And I'm going to add 50, which was the front rectangle. Okay, so adding all of these up, I get an answer of 132 centimeters squared. Remember, centimeters squared because it's area. Okay, so here's one to have a practice on. Pause the video, have a go at it, and I'll run through the answers afterwards. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at that. Okay, so first off, we're going to run through finding the areas of each of the faces, and then we're going to add them up like we've done in every example so far. So let's start off with the triangle. So the triangle, the 2 sides, we've got a height of 12, a base of 5, and if you remember, we've got to half it for triangle. So a half times base times height gives us an area of 30. Okay, so the base rectangle, the bottom, again, just going to do a little sketch. I've got a base of 24 and I've got a height of 5. So I need to do 24 multiplied by 5, which is 120. Next, I'm going to do the back, and the back is going to be another rectangle with a base of 24, but this time the height is 12. So I'm going to need to do 24 times by 12. That gives me an answer of 288. Okay, so finally I need to do this front rectangle, which again has a base of 24, but the height is 13. So 24 times by 13 gives me an answer of 312. Okay, so for the total surface area, I've got to add all of these up. So again, I need 2 of the triangles. I need to add on the bottom rectangle, the side back rectangle, and then the other side, which is the front rectangle as well. Putting that all in my calculator, I get an answer of 780 centimeters squared. And hopefully you did too. Okay, so that's surface area. Okay, hopefully you were okay with those. Generally, they tend to give you those 3 different shapes: cubes, cuboids, and triangular prisms. So make sure you're practicing those with exam questions, and also you can just make up your own ones as long as you've got a calculator to work it out for you. There's no reason why you can't do any dimensions you wanted. Okay, good luck.